And I know part of that is because they're not thinking forward, they're not thinking now, they're not thinking impact bag. And, you know, we talk about responsibility. There's a lot of times in the basement I'll be filming this show and I'll bring my impact bag out and I'll be yelling at these dudes and I'll be saying, just hit the goddamn impact bag. And I'll get up there and I'll hit the impact bag and I'll put a ball on that tee and I know, and I'll hit the ball and I'll look in the camera and I'll say, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. And you know, just thinking about that, and you talked about reducing that block of wood. If it's me, and I know how to hit that impact bag, I mean, I can kill that impact bag.
Exactly.
I can beat the living snot out of that impact bag. Should I just say, that's what I want to do with the ball, and that's it, lesson over?
Yeah, well, here's where we get to the responsibility thing of when you hit the impact bag, or you can draw a circle on the impact bag.
I never miss it.
Never miss it. Not ever. What you do when you have the impact bag there is you take the responsibility for putting the club on the impact bag. That's your job. Right. You take the club, you hit the impact bag with the club.
Of course, though, I'm not worried about the impact bag going after 200 yards, a little bit of draw.
So that's your business. See, that's you still have to have the responsibility for applying the club to the ball, and then making an adjustment that takes care of where it goes, because that's just another part of the learning process.
I was down Myrtle Beach recently, and I'm on the tee, practice tee, and I start out with some pitching wedges, and I get to the point where I'm hitting them the way I want to, and I go to my driver, and I love that, but the ball's on the tee, and that's too easy. So then I go to an old railroad club I have, you know, and I start hitting it, and I snap one off, dead left, dead left, dead left. And I just get to the point where I gave up completely, and I got to the point where I stopped putting the ball on grass. I just knocked the ball over from the pile, and it would go into the hole that I just dug. And I got to the point where I was so pissed off, where I was so naked, that all I wanted to do was just to hit a good shot. I just wanted to make a foul shot. I wanted to hit a jumper from the top of the key. I was in that mode. I didn't give a shit what my swing was doing. I didn't even care. You know how many times you get a ball that's in a fairway and it's not a perfect lie and it just psychs you out? It's a real good lie, but it's not a perfect lie and it psychs you out. I was able to get myself past that point and just think about, in fact, I'll tell you the exact shot. There was a 150-yard marker in front of me. There was a strong one, I think it was left or right, and I wanted to hit a little draw right over the 150-yard marker. I took distance out of play, and I just wanted quality of shot. And I was able to do that.
Well, the task you gave yourself was a real simple thing to do, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, and the task at hand, task-based learning is a really important part of anything you do. If you have a task that you're trying to get done, getting the ball to go somewhere, that's your task. Make it go where you want it to go. What makes it do that? And of course, we now know with the ball flight laws having been changed that the face of the club is not the path of the club that makes it initial direction. It's the face angle that makes the initial direction. So wherever your face is looking when you hit it, that's where the ball starts. Okay, so understanding that, taking the stick and taking the responsibility for applying the stick and using, because people ask me all the time, well, how do you know if it is square or if you know it is in the right position at impact? The flight of the ball. It's always the same way. Flight of the ball tells you. So you take the club and you hit it. If it goes to the right, face was open. If it goes to the left, it was closed. If it goes right up the middle, it was about right. It's really simple. But again, your responsibility is to apply the club to the ball. Your responsibility isn't to say, hey, that's not my job. That's not my job, the swing.
I communicated with a teaching pro out of England, out of the UK, I should say. His name is Tony Westwood, and I've named him Euro Dude, okay? And he and I have traded comments. We Skyped a few times, and his philosophy is hit the ball, watch the ball, and do it again. And that's it. And it seems to me, if I can revert back to being a kid, which is easier than not, that's the way.
That's the way you played everything. That's why you played everything, wasn't it?
Sure. He did this drill with his little daughter, and she was having a hard time finding the ball with the club, and he told her to miss the ball on the left-hand side, and she missed it on the left-hand side. So, okay, now miss it on the right-hand side. She missed it on the right-hand side. And he said, okay, well, let's see if you can find it somewhere in the middle.
That's it. I mean, that's how we learn stuff. That is precisely how we do this. This is the way I talk about it on my instruction DVDs. It's about that kind of process.
I've got a friend, and we'll call him Itchy. Itchy, you know who you are. And I've been trying to help him for years. And these dudes will know in the basement I have this broomstick, and every now and then I'll pick up a ball, toss it in the air, and hit the ball with the broomstick. Now this broomstick is probably, I don't know, 2 inches in diameter,
Okay.
and it's round, and that golf ball is round. Now for that golf ball to be round and the stick to be round, and you're the scientist of the two, when they meet, you're talking about a really small spot
Little small spot.
hitting another small spot.
That's right.
And one of those small spots is moving up and down, or
Right.
moving down.
Right.
And I can't throw it the same way every time, so there's a big variable there. But yet invariably, and these guys can tell you, I'll throw that thing up and I'll hit it. Well, Itchy can't find the ball.
In golf.
In golf, yeah, good, great point. He can't find the ball in golf. Well, I brought him down to the basement and I showed him my little thing with the stick. You know, hey boy, look what I can do. And I'm kind of proud of that. I really am. When I do it for these guys and I make contact with it, I'm smiling.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I showed it to Itchy, and Itchy's left hand. I said, Itchy, let me see you do it. And he throws it up, and the first time, he just kills it. I mean,
Home run time.
yeah, not a single,
Yep.
not a double, not a foul ball, not a ground ball.
Right.
Home run, center field.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And I look at him, and I said, what the shit is your problem? What is your problem? I hit the damn ball. Let's put the ball in the tee. That son of a gun ain't moving, as you would say.
Yep. Same pitch all the time. I had a major league ball player here who's retired now, was a good hitter, almost like a 290 hitter career, good hitter. And I said, look at this. The ball that you got, the ball's on the tee, you got your driver. The pitcher just threw you the same pitch he threw the last time. And not only did he throw you the same pitch, it slowed to a stop and waited for you to hit it. He went, oh my God, you're right. Oh, and it was over. He just tatered it from then on. He saw it as a ball that was being thrown, poop, stop, hit. He put it into perspective of all the other stuff he'd ever done. Now this is easier than baseball because the guy's not throwing it at your head once in a while to get you moved back off the plate. And then it curves back in the next one and calls you an inside strike, and you're going, no good, rat. This is he's throwing it right down the middle, and it's going to slow down to a stop and sit there in the air, and you get to hit it.
Yeah.
I said, how hard can that be? He said, you got me. I can do it. I got no problem now. But see, you have to take the responsibility for applying the stick to the ball. It isn't, as soon as you can't find the ball, it's because they're not trying to find it.
Right.
They're trying to make a swing and hope the swing finds it. And that's introducing a second party between you and the ball that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, but yet Itchy can throw that ball up and left
And
hand
hit it.
and just kill it.
Yep.
The first time.
Yep.
The first time.
Sure. Because it's moving. When the ball's moving, there's no time to think. When the ball's sitting still, we can think about all the things of how we're going to do it. Just because there's time to think